Hey there, my name is Nathan Shinkle, and I'll be giving a speech on what it means to be a good person. Now, during this speech, there's going to be a lot of questions, all of them rhetorical, but I want you to think about these questions throughout the speech. So we'll start with the first question. Are you a good person? Now, this isn't me questioning you per se, but something that I want you to think to yourself. Do you think you're a good person? What makes a person good? That is the next question that I want to get into. I believe that there are three things that help determine whether or not a person is good. The things that they do, the things that they say, and the things that they mean. Now, these three things can also be summed up in three simple words: actions, words, and intentions. Now, what your actions are the things that you do. Are you doing things to help other people? Or are you doing things to hurt other people? I'd like to dive into this a little more. Actions speak louder than words. That's a phrase that you've heard millions of times probably. I know I have. Now, this saying holds true over time. At the end of the day, it's our actions that change things. It's our actions that either build or destroy. It's our actions that help others or hurt others. An expert, David Warsh, shares in the Harvard Business Review that no man is an island entire of himself, for each is a part of the other fellows. Now, this can be taken in a lot of ways. What this means is that we're all here together on this island that we call Earth. And in this Earth, we can either be a good person, or you can sit on the sidelines and just be another person. But going above and beyond to help others is something that helps us become better people. I'd like to dive into the second thing, words. Now, although actions may speak louder than words, words hold a lot of power. Words can inspire millions, inspire change, inspire action. If it weren't for words and communication, we wouldn't be able to act coordinated. We wouldn't be able to help each other on this island. Now, words can either tear things down, such as Ronald Reagan's famous quote, "Tear down this wall," to help tear down the wall of Berlin, and Martin Luther King, with his thousands of remarkable and memorable, inspiring quotes that he shared during the Civil Rights Act. Now, Margaret Murray from the University of Washington shares evidence that researchers have discovered that receiving praise releases dopamine, the same chemical that is released when we fall in love, eat a cupcake, or meditate. I want you to think to yourself for a second, when was the last time you praised someone? When was the last time you gave someone a sincere compliment? These things help make other people feel better, make their day go by better, accomplish great things. If we all were to take a time out of our day to help praise or compliment others, then maybe we could leave the world a better place. That could help you become a better person if you leave the world a better place. Now, although you can say things to give praise, something I'd like to dive into is the things that you mean, your intentions. Let's dive in to Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin is a very renowned scientist that many have heard of, and in his Survival of the Fittest letters, he provides evidence that the human species are selfish, that all species are selfish, that those who take selfish actions will survive the longest. Now, I do think this is true. I think Charles Darwin has a great point. In a day and age when food, water, and shelter were not very accessible, it was those that fought the hardest for themselves to live that survived. Now, in our day and age, is it that hard to find food, water, and shelter? Now, obviously the world is plagued with problems still, but there are still a lot of good resources out there to receive all those resources that you need, food, water, and shelter. Thus, I believe the need for selfishness is long gone. The idea that someone only acts for themselves in today's society, well, it's selfish by itself. It's not someone you'd want to associate with. Now, the power of your intentions hold power. Your intentions is a psychological wonder that many still don't understand. Now, at the University of Stanford, there's a renowned scientist, Kiran Satya, who says, "In acting for a reason, I know an explanation of what I am doing that cites that reason, and therefore know that I am doing it." Now, this quote is rather complicated from a deep research on intentions, but what I believe it is trying to say is that our intentions determine our actions. They determine our words. When we accidentally do something or accidentally say something, we know what we were doing. We had intentions. So think to yourself, are you intentionally doing good? Because that would help you become a better person. Now, in conclusion, being a better person comes down to the things you do, your actions, the things you say, your words, and the things that you mean, your intentions. Now we'll go back to the first question. Do you consider yourself a good person? I know that some days I am. I know that some days I struggle with that same concept. What's most important is that we are always trying to be a good person. That we always try to leave this world a better place than we found it. It's not that hard to go out of your way to put the shopping cart back or to compliment someone on their outfit. And most of all, that you mean it when you're doing those things. Thank you.